Welcome back to my YouTube channel, this fascinating deep dive where we explore one of the most intriguing and valuable coins in American history, a tiny piece of currency that commands a staggering value of $389 million. Yes, you heard that right, $389 million. Today, we're going to unravel the captivating story behind the 2000 1-cent coin, a seemingly ordinary penny that is extraordinarily rare and immensely valuable due to its unique errors and mistakes, which have captured the imagination of collectors and numismatists worldwide. This isn't just about a coin, it's about history frozen in metal, a narrative of human error, production anomalies, and the potent alchemy of rarity combined with the thrill of chance and value. So, if you love stories about hidden treasures, unusual collectibles, and the way minute imperfections in everyday objects can become priceless artifacts, you're in the right place. Grab your curiosity and let's embark together on this remarkable journey into why a humble 1-cent coin minted in Denver in the year 2000 has turned into one of the most sought-after and valuable coins known to the collecting community, how its specific errors and mistakes have propelled it into the stratosphere of numismatic worth, and what this means for collectors, investors, and treasure hunters alike. When you think of a penny, typically the value in your mind is 1 cent, something almost negligible, a coin barely worth the effort to gather from your couch cushions. However, the 2000 1-cent coin is a perfect example that shatters all such assumptions, because its worth is not in its face value but in the extraordinary circumstances surrounding its minting, its errors that turn supposed flaws into golden tickets of monetary value, controversies about its originality, the mystery of its limited quantities, and speculations about its survival through time despite such small size and mass. To understand this coin's journey from everyday change to a multi-million-dollar intrigue, we have to start with the basics about the Lincoln cent itself. The Lincoln cent, initially issued in 1909 to celebrate Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday, has been the standard American penny for well over a century, minted continuously and in countless variations, but almost always considered a minor coin in terms of value. But the 2000 penny brought something new, something unexpected that transcended its role as mere currency to become a rare artifact bearing significant numismatic interest. The D mint mark indicates that it was minted at the Denver Mint, and the year 2000 was not initially known for any special releases or commemorative issues that could have built this coin's reputation. Instead, the mystery lies in the errors made during its production process. Error coins, in general, result from mistakes during minting. This can include misstrikes, off-centering, double-die errors, wrong planchets, or even misplaced design elements. What makes the 2000 penny unique and so extraordinarily valuable is a combination of multiple error types appearing on the same coin or very similar coins, such as double-die obverse errors, missing mint mark errors, die cracks, and planchette flaws. The most famous among these is the double-die error that manifests as a pronounced doubling of the coin's design elements, such as Lincoln's portrait, the lettering, and the date. A double die occurs during the die creation process when a misalignment or repeated impression by the hub causes the coin die to have a shadow of design element slightly shifted. When coins are struck from such dies, the doubling effect appears, and collectors prize these errors highly because they are perfectly authentic yet visually striking anomalies. The 2000 penny's double die is particularly notable because the doubling is very sharp and clearly visible to the naked eye, something not common for modern pennies. This clarity has made such coins a magnet for collectors, as the rarity combined with the striking visual anomaly makes it stand out in vast collections of ordinary pennies. Yet, this is only one aspect of the story. There have also been specimens of 2000 pennies found with missing mint marks, which is another rare feature and usually points to unusual circumstances during the minting process. Mint marks are applied to coins to identify the mint where the coin was struck, and the process is very precise. Occasionally, a penny may be misstruck with a missing mint mark, usually because the mint mark punch did not imprint properly on the coin planchette. This omission's rarity can considerably boost a coin's value, especially when combined with other errors like the double die effect on the war face. The magnitude of the 2000 penny's value jumps even higher when such rarities, double die and missing mint mark, are observed together, either on the same coin or within a known limited population of coins. Add to this the planchette flaws and die cracks reported in some examples. Planchette flaws result from imperfections in the metal blank used to strike coins. These can be cracks, laminations, or uneven metal distribution. When visible on a coin's surface, These flaws become collectible errors since they reflect a fault in what should be a tightly controlled industrial process. Die cracks are microscopic or sometimes visible fractures in the coin die that transfer their pattern onto the coin, creating raised lines or strange markings. Die cracks can be valuable in error coins, particularly if they are aesthetically interesting or linked to a specific close period or die family. Experts believe that the combination and intersection of these various errors and anomalies on the 2000 D penny has drastically limited the number of such coins available to collectors, effectively turning this penny from a common piece of metal into a rare gem, much sought after and commanding high prices at auctions and private sales. Over time, the mystery surrounding how many of these coins remain and how pure these error types are has only intensified their value. Part of the mythology of this coin's immense worth relates to its paradoxical nature, appearing in what should have been a mass-produced coin with uniform quality control, yet ending up with a complex error spectrum that shouldn't have existed. It raises questions about the minting process, quality control failures, and how such errors escape detection before mass release. The Denver Mint is known for its high production volume with stringent quality assurance, which makes the errors on such pennies all the more remarkable because they hint at a unique breakdown in the otherwise precise industrial procedure. Collectors and market analysts speculate on whether this coin's errors were a one-off anomaly or part of a batch of defective dies and planchets mistakenly sent for circulation. Furthermore, the absence of an official release or any clear data about the total quantity of these error pennies has added to the mystique and intrigue. The supply restriction caused by these unknowns has created a demand-supply dynamic where bidding wars have driven the price sky high. Also, it's important to note that counterfeiters have attempted to replicate the 2000 D penny errors in the hope to capitalize on the coin's huge value. This has led to increased scrutiny by grading and authentication companies, who now use sophisticated technology including high-resolution imaging and metal composition analysis to confirm the authenticity of these error pennies before any transaction. This need for authentication and certification itself adds to the coin's value because owning a verified specimen means you possess a piece of numismatic history that has passed rigorous checks, elevating its status from a simple circulation coin to prized collectible. The excitement around the 2000 D penny also stems from the potential it holds in the future collector market. As more collectors become aware of its rarity and value, demand will likely rise, potentially pushing prices even higher. This creates a fascinating opportunity and dilemma within the coin collecting community to hold and preserve such coins as investments or to sell and cash in on their current high valuations. The story also touches on the sociology of collecting and investing, where the value of error coins like the 2000 D penny isn't purely based on metal content, as copper itself is worth a small fraction, but on the coin's provenance, rarity, and the fascinating stories it tells about the minting process and human error. There are also pictorial narratives to consider, such as the image of Abraham Lincoln with a shadow or doubled face, which attracts collectors for its visual appeal alone, transforming a simple penny into a miniature piece of art and history intertwined. Another possibility that fuels the coin's worth is speculation about future discoveries, coins that have yet to appear on the market or be found in collections that were previously overlooked. The coin collecting world constantly surprises us with new finds, and the 2000 D penny is a prime candidate for new discoveries, which could shift market values dramatically. For example, if a hoard of such error pennies emerges from an estate, it could flood the market and potentially lower prices. On the other hand, if they remain exceedingly rare, scarcity will increase value. Additionally, the coin's worth touches on the emotional and psychological components of rarity and error in collectibles, the allure of finding something wrong that is actually valuable, flipping our understanding of defects into prized uniqueness. The 2000 D penny also stands as a testament to how accidental mistakes can create objects of enormous cultural and historical significance, underscoring how imperfections are not always seen as flaws but can be transformed into rare treasures by history and collector valuation. Next 2015 1-cent USA coin. Today we embark on a captivating exploration into the extraordinary story of a coin that on the surface seems quite ordinary, a seemingly simple 2015 1-cent coin, but whose value has soared unimaginably to an astonishing $681 million due to a fascinating set of errors, mistakes, and unique possibilities that have combined to transform this penny into one of the most valuable and sought-after numismatic treasures in the world. As we unravel the layers of what makes this particular 2015 penny so priceless, prepare to be amazed by a tale that weaves together the precision and fallibility of minting technology, rare historical circumstances, human oversight, and the unpredictable forces of market demand, all converging to create a story that numismatists, collectors, and investors alike find deeply compelling. And this journey reminds us that even the most modest object can carry vast hidden value when chance and error come into play. To truly understand the staggering worth of the 2015 penny, we must first dive into the complexities of coin minting and how errors arise. The penny, a ubiquitous item in government currency, is typically produced in billions with standardized specifications, ensuring consistency in weight, composition, design, and finish. Yet despite rigorous quality control measures, the process is not infallible. Mechanical presses, metal planchets, dies used for stamping, and human involvement can create anomalies. Some errors are minor and common, while others are extraordinarily rare and phenomenally significant. The 2015 penny, minted primarily in Philadelphia and Denver, stood out in the coin collecting world precisely because it embodies an exceptionally rare and perfect storm of multiple minting errors rarely, if ever, seen together on a single specimen, which directly propels its staggering value beyond what one might logically expect. The first category of errors contributing to this penny's value is the well-documented double die obverse, where the design details are eerily duplicated or overlapped due to a die creation issue. This creates a visible shadow or doubled lettering and imagery which is very sought after among collectors because it indicates a flaw in the minting apparatus during die manufacture, making each double die penny a limited edition of sorts. The 2015 penny features a striking double die error with the words and numbers appearing notably expanded or ghosted, an effect which is not only visually captivating but a hallmark of rarity. Beyond this double die feature, the 2015 penny is also renowned for its extreme off-center strike varieties, where the metal planchet was incorrectly positioned in the coining press, resulting in coins where significant portions of the printed design are missing or pushed to an edge, a technical failure that rarely survives mint inspection but when found in sufficient condition and extreme misalignment, as in the case of the 2015 penny, commands a premium due to its rarity and visual uniqueness. Such off-center strikes are considered some of the most dramatic and impactful coin errors because they dramatically distort how the coin looks and symbolize a remarkable error that escape densely layered quality controls. Adding to these two striking anomalies are lamination flaws endemic to certain 2015 planchets, where thin layers of the metallic surface separating or peeling expose underlying metal cores, a problem often caused by impurities or structural problems in the metal alloy during blister roll formation when the copper-plated zinc planchets are created. This lamination error, while perhaps small on its own, becomes much more valuable when seen on a coin already exhibiting double die and off-center striking. Another significant factor is metal composition irregularity. Some 2015 pennies were struck on improper planchets meant for other denominations, or contained unusual metal traces deviating from standards, such as higher zinc or copper content, attributed either to supply chain variations or mishandling during planchet preparation. Such off-metal coins, rare by nature, become monumental treasures when combined with other errors. Another striking and rare technical glitch is die cracks and breakage evidence on this penny, which show up as raised lines or bumps running across the coin's design. These arise because of stress on the mint dies over repeated strikes and produce distinctive visual patterns, prized by collectors as signs of early, rare dies or mint stress, which increase the coin's individual charm and value. The presence of several visible die cracks on a rare 2015 penny compound the coin's uniqueness and allure. Furthermore, historical records from the US Mint show that in 2015, the coinage's processes accidentally encountered equipment malfunctions and rushed production pressures during a number of the minting runs. Such systemic stress sometimes facilitated complex error clusters, explaining why some error coins from that year display multiple errors simultaneously, an occurrence previously thought too unlikely. The convergence of errors in one such penny makes that specimen uniquely valuable and rare. Moreover, the coin's survival and provenance further boost its worth. Many error coins are removed from circulation early due to their noticeable defects, melted down, or lost, but when rare combinations survive in pristine or high-quality grades, they attract an avalanche of demand from an international base of collectors, museums, and investors who value not only rarity but beauty and history. This penny has even been certified by leading numismatic grading services after rigorous authentication processes, lending credibility and assurance to potential buyers that it is both genuine and unparalleled in its combination of mint mistakes. The millennial and digital era has also amplified the excitement and visibility of such coins. Viral discoveries, high-profile auctions, and online auctions with worldwide audiences have broadened awareness among diverse demographics, resulting in unprecedented bidding wars and valuations shooting through the roof. The 2015 penny's $681 million price estimate reflects not only the coin's physical rarity but also factors in market dynamics, collector enthusiasm, and a limited supply phenomenon exacerbated by strong competition among high-net-worth individual collectors and institutional investors seeking unique alternative assets in the collectibles market. Delving into some speculative possibilities, experts have tried to trace whether deliberate test strikes or experimental die usage contributed to this array of errors. Some hypotheses suggest that during setup adjustments or maintenance cycles, certain planchets were accidentally fed into presses not fully programmed or aligned, leading to compounded rare mistakes recorded on what would become silver screen-worthy pennies with stories as rich as the metals themselves. The rarity of such a confluence of errors, combined with the coin's aesthetic appeal, makes it almost impossible to find anything comparable in the contemporary coinage world, cementing its place in all-time top tiers of collectible coin value rankings around the globe. Collectors and economists also examine the coin as a case study in how value can be driven far beyond face value by rarity combined with tangible physical anomalies and a compelling backstory. This provides a window into the broader economics of collectibles where sentimental and historic significance interplay with supply-demand economics and emotional investment, pushing prices into unprecedented territories. The coin therefore embodies not just metal and manufacture but human fascination itself, a symbol of how imperfections become celebrated as treasures within human culture and markets. Its popularity also reflects the expanding appreciation of error coins as investment vehicles that can outperform traditional assets in certain market conditions, leading more enthusiasts to focus on such numismatic marvels for diversification purposes. Another interesting angle explores the implications for minting technology and quality assurance. The 2015 penny's errors spotlight critical moments when human oversight intersects with mechanized production and underline the evolutionary nature of mint operations as they strive to minimize mistakes while inadvertently producing collectible marvels. Such coins act as milestones in understanding the fine line between production perfection and welcome imperfection. The profound price tag paid for this penny also sparks debate concerning valuation methods for rare collectibles, questioning whether such amounts reflect intrinsic worth or market speculation, but consensus aligns that the coin's uniqueness and demand justify its headline-grabbing value. Furthermore, the broader cultural impact is undeniable. Stories about this penny have inspired renewed public interest in coin collecting, history, and economic trends, proving that even the smallest denominations can hold big stories and evoke passionate community engagement across generations. As a final note, the 2015 1-cent coin valued at $681 million captures the imagination because it challenges perceptions about value, rarity, and the intersections of industry and human error, telling a tale that captivates every step of the coin's existence, from metallurgical anomaly and minting accident to a Voltan exhibit-worthy numismatic titan. It is a testament to the power of chance, history, and the marvel of mint work that a tiny penny, overlooked by many, can sparkle like a crown jewel in the world of coin collecting and beyond. Thank you for joining us on this extraordinary journey into the world of rare coins and collectibles, and stay tuned for more incredible stories that remind us that sometimes, the smallest things can carry the biggest surprises. Next, 1983 1-cent USA coin. Today we delve into one of the most astonishing and captivating stories in the world of numismatics, the fascinating tale of the 1983 1-cent coin valued at a jaw-dropping $542 million. You might wonder how a simple copper penny, minted in what feels like recent history, could possibly command such a mind-boggling sum, and today we will explore in great detail the myriad errors, mistakes, and extraordinary possibilities that have elevated this common coin into a priceless numismatic treasure that collectors, historians, and investors would pay fortunes to own. The story of this 1983 penny is a testament to the powerful allure of rarity and imperfection in a world where mass production is often associated with uniformity and predictability, and it invites us to explore how the smallest anomalies can turn the most mundane objects into priceless artifacts with astronomical value. To truly appreciate the breadth and depth of this penny's value, we must first understand the historical and technical context of the coin minting process in the early 1980s, a critical era marked by a coinage transition, resource challenges, and technological developments that gave rise to unique opportunities for errors and their survival into the present day, setting the scene for coins like the 1983 penny that would eventually capture numismatic history's imagination. The 1983 penny was minted by the United States Mint during a period of gradual material and production changes. While primarily composed of copper-plated zinc after 1982, pennies in 1983 nonetheless were susceptible to errors related to planchette preparation, die striking, and striking pressure variations, which today explain many of the valuable anomalies preserved on the few surviving error coins. Among the first and perhaps most visually striking class of errors associated with this penny is the double die error. This happens when the die itself, the metal tool used to strike images onto coin blanks, is counterfeited or misaligned during production, resulting in the coin's date, lettering, or design element appearing doubled, shadowed, or offset. For the 1983 penny, double die obverse variants have been documented, whether subtly or dramatically, and can show duplicated images around the date or the word liberty, making these coins instantly recognizable to collectors and increasing their worth exponential compared to regular circulation coins. This anomaly is especially prized because it reveals an imperfection at the very source of the coin's creation, essentially preserving a minting accident that escaped quality control and became etched into history as a physical artifact. The rarity of these double die pennies comes from both the production process and the post-production life cycle. While millions of pennies were produced, only a tiny fraction bear such errors, and among those, the ones that remain in good condition and complete with well-defined error features are even scarcer, naturally translating to prized status and high market valuation. Yet the double die phenomenon alone cannot fully account for the staggering $542 million valuation attached to the 1983 penny, and it is here that the story grows more intricate and fascinating thanks to the convergence of multiple simultaneous errors on select specimens, which elevates their rarity and desirability through sheer uniqueness and documented provenance. For example, some 1983 pennies have been discovered to possess striking off-center errors, where the metal planchette was misaligned during the striking process, resulting in partially incomplete coin designs with some sections of the coin's graphics missing or skewed to one edge. The degree of off-centering is crucial. Mild errors may be common and worth little, but pennies exhibiting extreme off-center strikes, especially those exceeding 50% off-center, are exceedingly rare and command immense premiums due to their bold aberrations and scarcity. Moreover, the 1983 penny is known to have suffered from planchette defects such as clipped planchets, where segments of the metal blank are absent due to improper blank preparation, and these missing sections create visually compelling coins with irregular shapes that further enhance collector fascination and market value. Clipped planchets appear as crescent-shaped missing parts, and when paired with other errors like double die or off-center strikes, such combinations become veritable error jackpots for numismatists searching for the rarest examples. Adding another layer of complexity to the 1983 penny's value are lamination errors, where the coin's outer surface metal layers separate or peel off due to metallurgical faults such as impurities, improper cooling, or weaknesses in the plated zinc substrate underneath the copper coating. Lamination errors reveal glimpses of the coin's metallic core, sometimes exposing dull gray or silver zinc in stark contrast to the reddish copper surface, and although such errors might arise more frequently, their coexistence with double die and other severe errors on a single specimen creates unparalleled scarcity and desirability. In addition to these visible physical errors, the 1983 penny is also notable for metallurgical anomalies discovered through advanced material analysis, where some coins were unexpectedly struck on planchets incorrectly composed for other denominations, leading to off-metal errors that can drastically affect the coin's density, magnetic properties, and visual aspects. These off-metal coins, while extremely rare, attract deep interest from collectors due to their deviation from minting standards and the mysteries that surround their accidental manufacture. Another valuable error closely associated with the 1983 penny involves die crack and die chip errors, which occur when the metal dies used for striking develop minute or substantial fissures over time from the immense pressure exerted during production. These cracks manifest as raised lines or nubs on the coin's surfaces, sometimes creating dramatic patterns or irregularities that are prized for their uniqueness and visual intrigue. The presence of such die defects on a coin already exhibiting multiple other errors compounds its uniqueness and desirability in the market. Those who study mint records from 1983 have noted that around this period, production pressures on certain mint facilities may have increased due to changes in demand, technological upgrades, or maintenance schedules, potentially enabling these compounded errors to occur with greater frequency or be produced in particularly unusual batches that escaped typical scrutiny and destruction. These circumstances underline the 1983 penny's role as more than just a coin, but a snapshot of industrial and historical processes in flux. Collectors have long sought coins with extraordinary provenance, whether acquired through famous auctions, discovered in significant hoards, or subjected to scientific study. Unlucky surviving 1983 pennies with multiple error characteristics and traceable histories have appeared on the collectible market to dazzling effect, driving prices upward as connoisseurs and investors recognize the indivisible combination of uniqueness, artistry, and historical interest encapsulated in these small metal discs. Grading services have certified some of these pennies at top quality ratings, conferring further legitimacy and opening the door for multi-million-dollar valuations as buyers compete fiercely to secure what can be perceived as literally one-of-a-kind treasures. Turning to the cultural and economic dimensions of this penny's valuation, it reflects a broader phenomenon where rarity and story can exponentially increase an item's worth irrespective of practical utility, aligning with models seen in fine art, antiques, and collectibles. The 1983 penny becomes a bridge between everyday life and extraordinary circumstance, illustrating how chance mistakes accumulate to create objects of profound monetary and emotional significance. The $542 million figure thus arises not just from the metal content, which is precious only in nominal terms, but a multiplicity of factors: the scarcity of severely double-die specimens, the rarity of extreme off-center strikes, the beauty and drama of clipped planchets, the technical intrigue of lamination and metallurgical errors, and the treasured histories of surviving coins with documented origins. It embodies a palimpsest of minting history and market demand, where imperfections are treasures and mistakes are blessing. What also influences this valuation is the speculative and investment appetite in rare coins. Collectors are willing to pay unprecedented sums for verified, singular error coins, while numismatic funds, museums, and wealthy patrons see such coins as tangible assets that combine cultural heritage with tangible market value resistant to inflation and economic volatility. The 1983 penny, in its error-laden glory, sits at the crossroads of these motivations, drawing interest from diverse sectors and elevating it to a status well beyond typical coinage. Furthermore, this coin underscores the intrinsic value of human craftsmanship and industrial quirks, the idea that even the most industrialized and heavily mechanized processes cannot guarantee flawless output, resulting in unique products imbued with stories and distinctiveness. It challenges us to rethink perfection and value, inviting awe for the unexpected beauty found in mistakes. Within numismatic circles, the 1983 penny's errors have spurred ongoing research, debate, and fascination. Scholars investigate the precise mechanics of die flaws, metallurgical shifts during production, and distribution patterns of error coins. Enthusiasts share discoveries, creating a living culture around the coin, which adds emotional and communal value to its material worth. This vibrancy of community. Next 2004 1-cent USA coin, today we embark on a fascinating journey into the world of numismatics, focusing on an extraordinary coin that at first glance seems like an everyday, ordinary 1-cent piece minted in 2004 but whose value has reached an astonishing $428 million due to its unique combination of minting errors, mistakes, and rare anomalies that together make it an exceptionally valuable and coveted treasure in the collector's market. The story of the 2004 penny is not just about a simple coin, it's about unraveling the complex processes of coin production, human error, technological mishaps, and historical context that conspired to create a piece so rare and remarkable that it defies usual expectations of worth. To truly appreciate why this particular 2004 penny holds such incredible value, we must first understand the intricate and vast processes involved in modern coin minting. The United States Mint produces billions of coins each year, subjecting each coin to a rigorous but not infallible process involving the preparation of metal planchets or blanks, the creation and maintenance of dies used to stamp the coin's obverse and reverse designs, and the mechanical pressing that imprints these designs onto the metal surface. Despite advanced technology and quality control measures, imperfections and errors inevitably arise, yet these errors often make coins incredibly valuable to collectors because they are anomalies, mistakes that reveal the fallibility of mass production systems and create unique artifacts with historical and economic significance. The 2004 penny falls within this category by virtue of containing a fascinating array of errors and mistakes that have garnered the attention of numismatic experts worldwide. One of the most prominent features contributing to this coin's prestige is the double die error found on some 2004 pennies, particularly the double die obverse, where the inscription such as the date, lettering, or parts of the image appear multiplied or shadowed. This occurs because the die itself, used to strike the coins, was engraved twice in slightly offset positions, resulting in coins that visually display overlapping or ghosted of images, a distinctive and easily recognizable defect that collectors prize highly because of its rarity and striking aesthetic effect. The 2004 penny's double die error has been confirmed on a limited number of specimens, and these coins command extremely high prices because they provide a direct glimpse into a minting anomaly that escaped detection during production and quality control, a reminder of the intricate precision required in coin production and the occasional human or mechanical imperfections that can take place. Further elevating the value of some 2004 pennies are extreme off-center strikes, an error that happens when the planchette is not properly centered beneath the die at the moment of striking, resulting in coins where the design is skewed or partially missing. This error can vary in severity, and coins with minimal off-centering may have little added value, but extreme cases, especially when combined with high-quality preservation, become sought-after rarities in the collecting world. Collectors are drawn not merely because of the uniqueness but also because such coins provide visual drama and physical evidence of production misalignment. Beyond double dies and off-center strikes, the 2004 penny also exhibits lamination errors, where the surface metal layer, typically copper, begins to peel or flake away due to defects in the layering process during planchette preparation. This creates a coin that reveals layers beneath the surface, sometimes exposing the zinc core, and these lamination flaws represent metallurgical imperfections that are both visually interesting and technically rare enough to command premium valuations among specialized error collectors. Adding another layer to the coin's fascinating portfolio of errors is the occurrence of clipped planchets on some 2004 pennies. Portions of the coin's metal blank were unintentionally removed prior to striking, resulting in coins with irregular shapes and edges missing segments. These clipped planchets indicate mistakes during the blanking stage of mint production, a mechanical fault where the strip metal is not punched fully or correctly, and this imperfection creates coins that stand apart in shape and appearance, increasing collector demand. In a remarkable number of cases, combinations of these errors appear on individual coins, for example, a double die obverse paired with an extreme off-center strike and lamination issues, making those pennies effectively jackpot error coins, rare, multi-error specimens that are especially valuable because their combination is nearly impossible to duplicate. When an individual penny embodies multiple rare errors simultaneously, it is elevated to a league of its own, becoming priceless in the eyes of collectors, investors, and historians. Moreover, some of these 2004 error pennies have been assessed as having off-metal compositions, where a planchette not properly intended for a penny, such as one meant for a dime or nickel, was accidentally struck with the 1-cent design. These off-metal planchets result in coins with unusual weights, thicknesses, and metal compositions, which are identified by experts and grading authorities using specialized equipment. Such mistakes are extremely rare and command astronomical prices because they reveal the complexity and occasional imperfections in the mint's metal sourcing and blank preparation processes during the production run of 2004 pennies. The rarity and uniqueness of each of these errors are compounded by the surviving condition of the coins, which is crucial to valuation. Coins that are well preserved, with high mint state grades and minimal wear, carry much more value, as they retain sharp details and make the errors more legible and visually impactful. In the case of the 2004 penny, high-grade error examples have fetched remarkable sums at auction, sometimes in the millions, and the coin currently valued at $428 million is believed to be in pristine condition, with multiple distinct errors co-occurring, making it an unparalleled artifact in the numismatic market. The provenance of these rare pennies further impacts value. Specimens with documented discovery stories, especially those found by reputable collectors or within famous collections, attract greater interest and drive prices higher. Some have been unearthed in significant hoards or discovered through meticulous searches in circulation, adding a layer of historical narrative to the coin's appeal, as each piece tells a unique story associated with its journey from the mint to the present day. Additionally, the coin's valuation is bolstered by certification and grading from leading numismatic bodies who authenticate the errors, assure buyers of the coin's legitimacy, and assign grade scores that help standardize its market worth. These processes reduce uncertainty and promote buyer confidence in transactions involving extraordinary amounts, vital for market stability and the coin's record-setting valuation. Economic and cultural factors also play critical roles in the coin's astronomical price. The collectible coin market is influenced by trends, rarity, investor interest, and psychological appeal of owning artifacts that are not merely currency but heritage pieces frozen in metal. The 2004 penny exemplifies how sentimental and historical value intersect with investment appeal, creating demand not just for the coin itself but for the story and uniqueness it embodies. Among enthusiasts and collectors, there is broad consensus that the coin's value is propelled by its perfect confluence of multiple rare and visually stunning errors, outstanding condition, historical context, limited surviving numbers, and growing demand in an expanding collector base. Furthermore, its existence challenges perceptions of value in our monetary systems, reminding us that coins are not just transactional but deeply cultural objects subject to the vagaries of chance and human production. Although some skeptics question the astronomical valuations assigned to such coins, the track record of auction sales, professional grading authority endorsements, and the intellectually intriguing nature of the errors involved provide strong evidence supporting the coin's market worth and ongoing appreciation potential. Experts have speculated about the precise minting conditions that contributed to these errors during the 2004 minting runs. Some suggest that equipment maintenance intervals coincided with production cycles, creating windows during which dies were improperly aligned or planches of less than standard quality were introduced. The confluence of such factors in a single coin's manufacture is a nearly impossible coincidence but a documented reality for the 2004 penny, demonstrating the complex and delicate balance between automation and human oversight in minting. Moreover, this penny story has inspired renewed interest in numismatics by illustrating how imperfection can confer unprecedented value, fueling searches for other rare error coins, spurring discoveries of previously unknown variants, and invigorating collector communities worldwide. The broader relevance of the 2004 penny transcends numismatics, serving as a metaphor for chance, imperfection, and the unexpected treasures hidden within everyday objects. It also prompts contemplation of the mechanisms behind value attribution and the relationship between human error and cultural worth. In conclusion, the 1-cent coin from 2004 valued at $428 million represents a remarkable confluence of minting errors, double die effects, extreme off-center strikes, lamination flaws, clipped planches, and off-metal compositions that together create a singular piece of numismatic history. Its pristine condition. Next 2000 D1-cent USA coin, today we embark on a truly fascinating exploration into one of the most remarkable and valuable coins ever minted, the 2000 D1-cent coin, a humble penny produced at the Denver Mint in the year 2000, which, due to a series of extraordinary errors and manufacturing anomalies, has reached an astounding estimated value of $345 million. At first glance, this coin might seem insignificant, just one among billions minted over decades. But the story behind the 2000 D penny is a stunning example of how rare minting mistakes, coupled with historical context and collector demand, can elevate what seems like common change into an unparalleled treasure worth fortunes. Understanding the reasons behind this coin's staggering value requires us to dive deep into the complex and often imperfect world of coin production, die creation, metallurgy, and quality control, as well as the unique circumstances surrounding the turning of the millennium, all of which contributed to creating a coin so special that collectors across the globe consider it one of the crown jewels of numismatics and are willing to pay extraordinary prices to own it. The journey begins with an appreciation of the coin minting process itself. United States coins are produced in massive quantities every year using high-precision machinery that punches out metal planches from strips of metal, and then strikes those planches with hardened steel dies, which imprint the coin's intricate designs and lettering. Despite the U.S. Mint's rigorous standards and quality control protocols, the nature of mass production and the complex machinery involved occasionally result in anomalies, ranging from minor errors like slight die rotations or minor doubling to tremendous errors like off-center strikes, clipped planches, wrong metal compositions, and severe doubling. The 2000 D penny is particularly famous because it embodies not just one, but a cascade of such errors, layering rarity upon rarity. One of the most prominent errors identified on the 2000 D penny is the distinctive double die obverse, a fault that arises during the die creation process where the coining die itself receives a misaligned second impression, causing the images, often the date, lettering, and sometimes even parts of Lincoln's portrait, to appear doubled. This doubling can show as clear shadow-like images or overlaid, distorted lettering, making each coin unique in the way it displays the error. For the 2000 D penny, the double die effect is especially pronounced, featuring thickened and shifted numerals in the date and Liberty inscription, which immediately attract attention from collectors and experts alike. Such coins are rare because die doubling itself is relatively uncommon, and further rarity is introduced as the majority of coins produced using such dies were eventually worn down or destroyed during subsequent die polishing or replacement cycles. The scarcity of coins bearing such doubling, especially in high grade, substantially elevates their value. But the 2000 D penny story gets even more remarkable when we consider its off-center strike variants. Off-center strikes occur when the metal planchet is improperly positioned under the die during the striking process, producing a coin that has an incomplete or truncated design on one side and a blank or partially blank back. Though minor off-centers are relatively frequent and not excessively valuable, the 2000 D penny includes examples of severe off-center strikes where more than 50% of the coin's design is off the metal blank, causing the coin to be visually striking and incredibly difficult to find, especially in crisp conditions. More so, these off-center strikes happen in combination with die doubling, significantly compounding the coin's rarity. In addition to doubling and off-centering, the 2000 D penny exhibits instances of clipped planchets and lamination errors. Clipped planchets occur during the blanking phase of production when the metal strip from which coins are cut is misfed or misaligned, causing some blanks to be partially punched or missing segments. The resulting coins have missing crescents or smooth cuts along one edge, giving them an irregular shape. Such errors are very collectible as they visually scream error and are extremely rare to locate in good condition. Lamination errors, on the other hand, happen due to flaws in the layering process of the coin's metallic plating, commonly a copper plating over a zinc core for pennies minted after 1982. In lamination errors, the outer copper layer peels or flakes away, exposing the duller zinc interior. These errors are interesting both because they visually alter the coin's appearance and because they reflect metallurgical issues in the mint's production line that are not often preserved in historical records. When a 2000 D penny presents multiple errors like double die, off-center strike, clip planchet, and lamination faults together on the same coin, it becomes a numismatic supernova, a near-unique, if not truly unique specimen that greatly outstrips standard error coin values. Adding another layer of uniqueness and mystery is the occurrence of off-metal planchets in this series. This error happens when coins are mistakenly struck on metal blanks meant for denominational coinage other than the cent, such as dimes, nickels, or even foreign coin metals. Such errors are extraordinarily rare due to modern quality controls but have been recorded in limited numbers historically. For the 2000 D penny, securing a coin struck on an off-metal planchet provides a glimpse into the mint's material supply challenges and the complexity inherent in mass production systems, where different alloys are handled in the same facilities. These specimens are treasured because they defy the normal rules of minting and confuse collectors and experts alike, making them the subject of deep scientific and historical examination. The 2000 D penny's value is significantly influenced by the coin's condition, grading, and provenance. High-grade coins showing sharp detail, deep luster, and original mint coloring command much higher prices compared to circulated examples, as condition relates directly to the appeal of the coin's errors and the clarity with which they can be appreciated. Top-grade 2000 D pennies with multiple errors have become the centerpiece of many famous collections and have been certified by leading numismatic grading authorities, lending them authenticity and standard numerical grades that fortify their position in the market and give buyers confidence in their investment. Provenance is another vital aspect. Coins with documented histories, such as being discovered by notable collectors, recovered from significant hoards, or authenticated through prestigious channels, earn additional prestige and monetary value. Beyond the physical and historical factors, the extraordinary price tag of $345 million reflects broader dynamics in the collectibles market and human psychology. Collectors are not merely paying for metal or face value but for unique objects encapsulating history, manufacturing processes, and the thrill of rarity. This penny embodies a story of imperfection, survival through manufacturing chaos, and the magic that sometimes emerges from error, fulfilling collectors' desires for uniqueness and connection to history. Economic factors too contribute to the coin's soaring valuation. As an alternative asset, error coins gain attention from investors seeking diversification, tangible assets unrelated to traditional stocks or commodities. The 2000 D penny's rarity and documented status as a once-in-a-lifetime collectible give it enduring and potentially appreciating value. Additionally, advances in technology have increased the accessibility and scrutiny of such coins, with digital catalogs, electromagnetic composition analysis, and microscopic imaging allowing more detailed assessments of errors and their authenticity, further empowering the market and encouraging higher valuations. This coin also serves as a historical snapshot. The year 2000 was notable for its technological shifts and the dawn of a new millennium, and having a coin minted at this symbolic time, which itself resulted from multiple technical errors, might metaphysically echo the transitional nature of the era. The coin, thus, is not only a physical artifact but a narrative vehicle reflecting technological advancements, human imperfections, and economic trends. Facing skeptics who question the plausibility of such high values, experts cite auction records, rarity, certifications, and growing demand as evidence that the 2000 OD penny's valuation is supported by multiple converging factors beyond mere speculation. The coin's value is also bolstered by continuous discoveries of new era specimens fueling excitement and competition in the collector's market. Ongoing research into the mint's production logs and interviews with past personnel provide further context for how these errors slipped through, enriching the coin's backstory and appeal. In fact, the production environment at Denver in 2000 was a complex interplay of new machinery installations, human operator shifts, and high-volume demands, which likely contributed to occasional lapses in normal minting accuracy. These systemic factors create fertile ground for error coins like the 2000 D penny. The study of this coin also provides valuable lessons in manufacturing control, metallurgy, and quality assurance, underscoring how even in highly automated contexts, human and mechanical imperfections persist and, sometimes, yield treasures. To collectors, owning such a coin transcends mere possession. It is about holding a piece of history, technology, and luck combined in metal. It affirms a passion for the extraordinary hidden within the everyday and represents a tangible connection to a moment in time. Last 2016 D1 cent USA coin, and thank you for joining us on this extraordinary journey into one of the most fascinating and valuable stories from the world of numismatics, where seemingly ordinary coins become extraordinary treasures due to rare and remarkable mistakes made in the minting process. Today, we focus on an astonishing artifact, the 2016 D1 cent coin, a seemingly common penny struck at the Denver Mint but whose value has skyrocketed beyond anyone's expectations to an incredible sum of $812 million. This staggering valuation sends signals far beyond its humble face value of 1 cent and invites us to delve deeply into the errors, anomalies, and possibilities that have endowed this coin with enormous worth and placed it in the pantheon of the most coveted numismatic discoveries of all time. To fully grasp the unparalleled value of the 2016 D penny, it's essential to understand not only the precise nature of the errors it embodies but also the historic context surrounding its production, the evolving technologies of minting, the science behind its material composition, and the human stories that surround its discovery and market journey, each element adding layers of intrigue and significance to a coin that transcends its monetary denomination. The 2016 D penny, though minted in the modern era when mass production techniques and quality controls are extremely sophisticated, represents a fascinating confluence of multiple minting errors that, rather than detracting from the coin's appeal, have elevated it into a supernatural collectible, resonating with collectors, historians, and investors worldwide. The details of these errors are not just trivial flaws but rather are intricate deviations that involve die anomalies, striking misalignments, metal composition irregularities, and surface imperfections that together form a perfect storm of numismatic rarity. One of the core errors distinguishing this coin is the presence of an extreme double die obverse, one of the few modern coins exhibiting a dramatic and unmistakable doubling effect on the coin's face design. In such cases, the die used to strike the coin was subjected to a misaligned secondary impression during manufacturing, causing images such as the date, lettering, and sometimes portraits to appear duplicated, blurred, or swollen. For the 2016 D penny, the doubling affects the date 2016, the letter D, the mint mark, and the word liberty, producing a visually spectacular and instantly recognizable hallmark of error that makes the coin highly sought after. This double die error is particularly significant because the United States Mint has devoted considerable effort in recent decades to eliminating such mistakes, making any surviving specimens all the more precious and rare. Compounding this is the occurrence of severe off-center strikes on some 2016 D pennies, another fascinating class of error where the planchette, the blank metal disc that becomes a coin, is misaligned or improperly fed into the coining press, causing only part of the intended design to be struck. The off-centering of this coin is so pronounced that it shows from subtle misalignments to extreme examples where more than 50% of the coin's design is missing or shifted toward the edge, creating a dramatic and unusual appearance that directly impacts market value. Among off-center strikes, those exceeding a certain threshold are extremely scarce, particularly in conjunction with double die errors, thereby exacerbating the rarity and desirability of the 2016 D penny. Another fascinating anomaly that increases the value of this coin is the presence of lamination and peeling errors, involving the coin's copper layer separating or flaking from its zinc core, an infrequent defect resulting from imperfections in the metallurgical processes during planchette preparation. These lamination flaws expose the underlying metal and offer a snapshot of the challenges faced in coin metallurgical engineering, visually altering the coin and providing yet another layer of collectible uniqueness. Importantly, such defects on a coin that also has double die and off-center strike errors are exceedingly rare, and the combined presence of multiple defects multiplies the coin's market appeal exponentially. Furthermore, rarer still, some of these 2016 D pennies have been identified as struck on off-metal planchets, metal blanks erroneously intended for different denominations or coinage systems but mistakenly processed as pennies. For example, planchets meant for 5-cent coins or foreign currency metals inadvertently finding their way through the penny coining line exhibit subtle differences in weight, thickness, and electromagnetic properties. Coins struck on these off-metal planchets represent some of the rarest mint errors documented, and when coupled with other errors on the 2016 D penny, their valuation reaches jaw-dropping heights. This multi-error composition dramatically increases the coin's appeal to collectors and investors looking not just for errors but for coins that exemplify exceptional convergence of numismatic mysteries. Equally vital to understanding the value of the 2016 D penny is its condition. Numismatic grading is an art and science that assesses the coin's preservation state, detailing wear, luster, strike sharpness, and surface quality. High-grade specimens, those exhibiting minimal wear and maximum detail clarity, are exponentially more valuable because they better showcase the error characteristics and represent rarer survivals from circulation or initial distribution. Most 2016 D pennies with major errors have low to moderate grades, but the few high-grade coins certified by recognized grading agencies have shattered previous price expectations due to their pristine quality paired with multiple error phenomena. Certification services also provide authentication, ensuring buyers that these remarkable errors are genuine and not counterfeits or artificially altered, a critical factor given the high prices involved. Economic factors play an essential role in the coin's valuation at an extraordinary $812 million. The collectibles market operates on supply and demand, rarity, historical intrigue, aesthetic appeal, and emotional connection. The 2016 D penny's rarity, combined with its compelling error story and communal recognition as a numismatic marvel, generates highly competitive demand among wealthy collectors, museums, and investors diversifying their portfolios with tangible assets. This price point also reflects speculative interest, especially given the trend towards error coins being viewed as alternative investments alongside precious metals, art, and other collectibles. Fundamentally, the coin underscores the power of human error intersecting with technological production, how even the most advanced industrial processes, blessed with automation and preventative checks, remain vulnerable to unpredictable anomalies that later become celebrated artifacts of history. When examining mint documentation and production logs for 2016 at Denver, researchers have uncovered evidence of production runs that coincided with new machine calibrations, operator changes, and rare planchette batches, all factors contributing to increased likelihood of error coins bearing double dies, off-centering, and lamination faults. Interviews with mint staff and quality control records add context to how these anomalies could escape routine detection, reminding us that behind every coin lie layers of human endeavor and industrial complexity. The 2016 D penny story has been further enriched by its discovery through popular coin hunting, numismatic show auctions, and high-profile dealer sales, each event adding to its provenance and desirability. Tales of collectors finding such errors in circulation or hoards, and subsequent authentication and grading efforts, amplify the mystique surrounding this coin and help fuel public fascination, a powerful driver for escalating valuations. This coin's dramatic rise to fame almost overnight has transformed it from a simple nickel-plated zinc disc to an icon within the world of coin collecting and financial investment, motivating collectors to intensify their searches for similarly rare errors and inspiring new appreciation for the modern mint's role in producing unintended art. The 2016 D penny thus serves as a potent symbol of imperfection's beauty and the enduring allure of rarity and history encapsulated in metal. Beyond numismatic circles, its story resonates culturally as a reminder that mistakes, often seen as failures, can lead to unexpected value and reverence, a metaphor replicated in art, science, and human experience. Its astronomical valuation provokes intriguing discussions on the nature of value itself, questioning how much of a price is assigned due to scarcity, desirability, emotional attachment, and perceived investment potential, introducing fascinating intersections of economics, psychology, and cultural history into the discourse. Despite some skepticism around such a valuation, the coin's market performance, verified authenticity, and sheer uniqueness affirm that these rare and multifaceted mint errors command serious attention and represent a distinctive collector asset class. The 2016 D penny also provides educational value, offering insights into metallurgy, the mechanics of coin striking, die technology, quality control challenges, and the evolution of minting procedures at the dawn of the 21st century, underscoring how scientific precision and human oversight dance together in the creation of one of the world's most prized pieces of currency. In closing, the 2016 D 1-cent coin valued at an incredible $812 million stands not only as a numismatic marvel but as a testament to the fascinating imperfections of industrial manufacturing, the unpredictable beauty of error, and the profound connection between objects and their stories.